Alright, good Geck habits. This is for beginners, just getting started in the Geck. First thing I want to tell you is that anything that you edit or want to change or mod would most likely be in this object window. When everything is minimized, it looks like this: actor data, actors, game effects, items, miscellaneous, special effects, world objects, and all. So you can use this dialog up here that says filter and search stuff in each one of these categories, or you can go to all and search for specific things like armor. And there you go, bunch of armor. Now, let's say you wanted to make your own armor. You can you don't have to be afraid to open up these dialogues. You would need to find out what icon actually represents the in-game armor, because you've got all these different armor things here. You've got these little green squares which have question marks on them, and right here under form type it says LVLI, and what that means, that's a leveled item. So I wouldn't worry about that if you were a beginner. Don't be messing with those. What you would be looking for would be just the armor that you would be using in the game, and that would be this right here. So this is what an armor dialog looks like. Now, I told you not to be afraid to open these up, because once I tell you this one thing, you don't have to be afraid to open these up and create your own types of armors. And what I'm going to tell you is when you create your own armor or any unique item in the game, is you're going to want to change immediately the ID, which is at the top left, says ID. You immediately want to change that to what's called a naming convention, and then whatever the name of the armor it is. So I leave that up to, it's up to you to make the naming convention. And it's not a convention where people come up with names. It's a way for you to identify what has been modified. So in my mods, I usually use crow with all caps and then a lowercase x, and then I'll name my item. So this is a combat armor. I'm going to type my naming convention in the ID, and then type super armor. Then you can change the name, which is the name that will show up in the game, to super armor or whatever. Since this is a beginner thing, I'm not going to talk to you about how you can attach scripts to items or anything like that, but it's very important to use naming conventions for everything in your mods. Now that we've created this, I'll change a few little things, like it weighs 10 pounds instead of 25. It has 800 health instead of 400, and the value is 1500 instead of 320 or whatever. And I'll change the armor rating to 50. So those are things that you can change for your armor or what have you. And then you'll just click OK. Now right here it says create new object question mark. Old ID armor combat, new ID Crow X super armor. You have changed the form's editor ID. Create a new form, and you always want to create a new form, because if you edit the existing form, you're gonna edit every single instance of the combat armor in the game, and we don't want that. That's what they call a dirty mod, a mod that adversely affects the game in a way that it's not supposed to. You might have a really cool armor that people would enjoy, but they don't enjoy every time they pick up a piece of combat armor. It's that armor that you made. So that's why you create your naming convention, and as soon as you open up a dialogue like this for armor, for weapons, anything, the first thing you do is throw your naming convention in there, and then your name for your item after that in the top left ID corner. And then don't be scared when it asks you this question, create new object. It's okay to create a new object. Now if you were to hit no, that's the problem. If you hit no, it will edit every single item, every single instance in the game of that item, and then you're going to have to trash your mod. You'll have to start all over. Alright? So you don't ever want to hit no. You want to hit yes, create a new form. All that's going to do